Afternoon, Saturday afternoon, 6th of May. Little look at the plants, doing nice. Potatoes are starting to come up in these beds now. Strawberries are coming along in the kids' bed. I can see that the radish has germinated, and I noticed that the beetroot is starting to germinate in there as well. So, yesterday, excuse me, got myself 2 climbing plants, and I've planted them this side here to go up here. One's a yellow berry and the other one's a more yeah, it's one of them. I'll tell you later. Right, so I've just been putting the bamboo canes up for the beans rather, and that lets me grow something in the middle of here as well, perhaps. Yes, I need some more compost in here to fill this up a bit, but I've just made the framing basically, and I'm going to do some climbing beans in here. Not a lot, put a few in here, because I have the ones of Danny's in a tub as well. So it was just add a bit of structure to the garden. I don't know what happened to these potatoes. Three came up and one more is trying there, but I think these ones rotted in the ground. Planted them way too early, back in February those. So yeah, the peas have already grabbed hold of this frame, believe it or not, just since yesterday. Unbelievable. I can't stop admiring this blossom on this apple tree. Beautiful, a lot this year. I've just noticed we've got some germination on the carrots. These are the seed tapes that we put in, and they're just starting to come through now. And those were the little germ lettuces, which we're just waiting to get a bit bigger before we prick them out and move them. I'm not sure whether you'll notice this either or be able to see, but we also have germination now on the rainbow beetroot. Still no sign of the Lisbon onions in the 2 middle rows, in these 2 rows here, but the rainbow beetroot is also germinated now. And those are our swede that we put in a few days ago. I love it when the weather's like this. It's a pity we get so much rain up here. It damages the crops. Now this bed you may think is dry, but I can assure you it's not. It's been way too wet. And the new leaves that you can see coming now is only since it's dried out a bit. And the yellowing on these rainbow chard is also, they've been way too wet. The new growth is only since they've started to dry out. And you see how slow these onions are because of how wet it was as well, compared to the ones in the pots. Well, yeah, in my opinion, well, I know you need water to bulk your onions out when they're almost ready, but I find that they grow much better in a slightly drier compost. Now the ones over in the polytunnel have been watered twice since I planted them, and these ones have been watered once. So I've just lifted these other strawberries up here. These are really flowering now, and I can see lots and lots of new growth coming on this blood orange. Now, citrus trees are actually bushy plants. Why this had its lower leaves cut off, I do not know when I bought it, but yeah, they're naturally they're a bush. And I'm seeing some new growth on this one as well. Happy days. Right, I'm pretty sure this graft has taken. These appear to be lovely and soft, and they're certainly bigger than they were when I put it on there, so yeah, I think that's taken. And there is some budding on this one, but I'm not sure. Again, we'll have to wait a while yet. Little rose tree, looking okay. Cherry, With a little bit of blossom on this year. This is basically, they were planted last year in this bed, so they're doing well. This is our apple tree that we recently got. Still in its tub yet. It will get planted. I haven't decided where yet. And the pear has all burst out now and looking much healthier and better than it was. And we're just going to let that put some growth on and then shape this top canopy. These pears, they were just like twigs, have now opened up. Again, loads of flower on the Golden Delicious. Another little pear. These got a bit of growing to do yet and filling out. Duo plum, I think this is. Not a lot of flower on this year, but I did cut it back quite severely to keep it small, and then we'll shape that a bit later this year. Absolute billions and billions of cherry blossom. It's starting to die back now, so we should start to see some cherries forming shortly. But as you can see, there's lots of little midges and all sorts, and hoverflies. They're pollinating everything, or attacking them, one of the two. I don't know. We'll see. Again, this graft here has got lovely soft bud on the top, so perhaps we just need to see these open out and then we'll know. We've got a bud coming through on the top of this one, so happy days. Think that one's dried and died, and I think this one here is also dried and died, but that one there appears to still be alive as well, so we'll see. We will see. Right, let's give you a little look at what we've done a bit sooner. So in here I got myself another red raspberry, and I put it into a pot first. I want to get it established. It might even get kept in a pot but sunk in the ground yet, I don't know. And then I got myself another blackcurrant, because the other two that I planted in the ground went back on me, and I think it was being too wet for them. So I uprooted them again, and I've put these, transplanted these again into pots to see if these will come back and keep them a bit on the drier side in here. So I've done that. This little strawberry that we thought was dead is focus, is now starting to come back, and I potted on the red drumhead cabbage. There's only 9 in there, but it's enough, more than enough, assuming they take. Seeing the Primo 2s are coming along nicely now. Still got these letters to go out somewhere. And yeah, I think those other peas that are planted have took a dive. But these, look at these melons. Look at the size of these now since I just potted them up in a couple of days. Potatoes are starting to come through now, so we need to get some more compost through on these when they get a little bit bigger. These are the Cara. Some of those are through. These are getting too wet as well at the moment. That one's hanging on because it's got better drainage in that pot, but these are getting too wet, so the flowers all shriveling back and dying. The weather should start picking up and hopefully they'll recover again. A couple of little shrubs that I moved over here near the pond that I got last year. These flowers are doing amazing, but the daffs have gone over. These tulips are still hanging on, and this one miraculously is somehow still hanging on. But these little pots that I made up are beautiful and giving a fantastic show. Yeah, lovely. And they were pennies. But these little raspberries are coming on that we got last year as well. And I've still got another climber there, a Montana Marjorie, which we'll put over on that frame as well in the flower bed side. I just haven't got round to it yet. These tomatoes, they got watered in, and they'll not be watered again now for quite some time. I got some beans planted up into the big Charles Dowdy modules, and that's what's going to go on that A-frame that we've just knocked together. Right, that's our little roundup for today. Come in, cup of coffee, and then I'm going down home for some food. It's only 2:30. I didn't come up here until 11 o'clock just to do that little bit, and again I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm now going to go down home and actually do some of these videos I've been recording and hopefully get you caught up by the end of next week. Right, as always guys, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, be practical, keep your souls out of harm's way. Thanks for all your likes, dislikes, comments, subscriptions, donations and your suggestions. It really is appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.